Okay, so this is just a little update on where we are with everything that's going on over the next few weeks. This is the first time I've used this particular streaming system. It's called StreamYard. I just discovered it through one of the other churches. They've been using this for worship, and it just looks like a really good result. So this update is really a way just to check things out. I know we're actually able now to stream live on both Facebook and on YouTube, and that's a first for us. It was a little bit more complicated. I know we were doing it earlier on, but it involved a little bit more complicated software. Now I'm making use of the StreamYard, so I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. So I know that most folks right now are watching on Facebook. So I know that there's a few questions about where we are and what's happening with our worship, particularly as we're getting closer to Easter. You know, Palm Sunday's coming up this Sunday, and then we've got Easter the following week. So I really just wanted to give you just a little bit of background. So some of you remember that back in when was it now? Back in December, as we got closer to Christmas, the numbers right around Thanksgiving and Christmas, the numbers, they were going up and up and up. And we got a recommendation from both of our presbyteries at that time, the Presbytery of Newton and the Presbytery of Elizabeth, to take a break. To stop meeting in person and to have our worship online only. So we decided to follow along with a recommendation and do that. And they gave us some guidelines in terms of a couple of websites that were giving numbers that we could really keep an eye on things. So once we got through Christmas, we promised you, the congregation, that we would keep our eye on things. We continue to do that, so that when when those numbers dropped, we'd be able to worship together again. And the numbers dropped, and they came down, and we were able to get back together in person. But just last week, the numbers got back up. They've been creeping up over the last few weeks, and we've been very conscious of that. The reason we were able to make the decision not to go back online again was because Session had made a decision prior to that. Based on the numbers, Session had made a decision back about 6 weeks ago, right before we started back in in-person worship again, that if the numbers got below a certain level, we would be able to meet back in person, which we were able to do. Now, the corollary of that is that if the numbers got above that level, that was a precedent that Session had set. So we were able to make the decision to go back to being primarily online. Now, the challenge is we're approaching Easter, right? We're approaching Easter. So I know that there's very much a desire for all of us to be together. I mean, last year we didn't get to worship it together in person at Easter, and we've been looking forward to this. I mean, you remember last year, last March, when everything closed down, right? It's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be 2 weeks. Brilliant. We'll be back together in 2 weeks again. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks. And then we got to the place where it was like, well, we'll be back together for Easter. And then we got to the place where, oh no, that's not going to happen. So there's been kind of these ups and downs and these hopes that we've had over the course of time. But we've got to the place now where we're not going to be open. We're not opening the building for Easter, but what we're going to do is to provide not only some online opportunities, but we're going to provide some drive-in opportunities for us to be together. So starting this Sunday, on Palm Sunday, at 11 a.m., there is going to be a drive-in service. Okay, we're going to have everything set up. Folks can come in their cars. The service will be broadcast through an FM transmitter straight on your FM radio in your car. Well, you'll be given the code. Not the code. You'll be given the frequency to tune into, and you'll be able to be part of worship together with your family in your car. So that's That's for Palm Sunday. We're also going to live stream that service as well, and I think we're going to use this resource StreamYard to do that. Maundy Thursday. Now, last year we put together a lovely video with a lot of different people who were doing readings for Maundy Thursday. But for this year, what we're going to do, we're going to have a live service. It's not going to be in person, but we're going to invite anybody who would like to join us to participate by Zoom. You can join into the live Zoom call, and you'll be sent the link for that, and you can be part of that. You can be part of that service, and we can all worship together. And on Maundy Thursday, obviously, it's Maundy Thursday. Obviously, we celebrate the sacrament of the Lord's Supper. So those of you who are joining that service, have your elements ready, right? The bread and the wine or the grape juice, whatever you use at home for that. Have those elements ready so that we can all celebrate in the same online space together. So that's Maundy Thursday. Now, because we're going to be doing that by Zoom, that is only going to be on Facebook. That won't be available by YouTube. That will only be available by Facebook. So if you want to see that service and be part of that service live, and if you're not on Facebook, go ahead and register for that service, and you'll get the Zoom link. Now, Good Friday, we have no in-person opportunities on Good Friday, but we will have the opportunity for folks to worship with our video reflection. So you can join in with that. That video will be posted both on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can jump into that, and you can take some time to prepare yourself as you meditate upon the wonderful gift that God gave to us in his Son, our Lord Jesus. And then on Easter Sunday, it's basically going to be a clone, in terms of the structure anyway, of what we'll be doing on Palm Sunday. 11 a.m. drive-in, and then a live stream both on Facebook and on YouTube. So again, jump into that now. First of all, for Maundy Thursday, you'll see in the description above or below, it depends on where you're watching us, Facebook or YouTube. You'll see there's a link to a Google form. Go ahead and click on that, and you can register for all of the services actually. But you'll see a link there for Maundy Thursday, and we will email or we'll text to you the link for the service. We'll actually text it to you on Thursday morning. I found that if we send out links too early, then what happens is people lose track of them. So we're going to wait, and we'll send it to you on Thursday morning. Also, on that same form, it's one form for all these services. You can register for Palm Sunday and for Easter, and you'll receive right before the service starts a Google Doc that you can open up, and you can follow along with the service. It's particularly helpful for those who are going to be in their cars at the service that on Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. We'll be sending the worship order, the Google Doc, out in a variety of other ways as well. So you will have access to that if you're going to be worshiping with us. But for those that are going to be attending, registering ahead of time will make sure that Google Doc is texted right to you. Okay, so you can join in that particular way. So that's really all there is for now. Well, there's one more thing actually. There's one more thing that we've got going on. On Palm Sunday, we usually historically, traditionally, we've had like an Easter egg hunt, and we've had crafts and everything like that, and fun for the kids. We've had the bunnies and whatnot in Fellowship Hall. This year there was a pre-registration for folks to sign up for getting little craft kits. We're actually going to have a Zoom call where some of the families are going to be getting together on Sunday afternoon, and we're going to be making one or more of the crafts in that Zoom call. So although you may not have the crafts, you may not have all the pieces. I think we've got about 20 families who have signed up for that. But if you've not got the pieces, you can still join in that Zoom call. You can shoot me an email or you can add a comment on Facebook or YouTube that you'd be interested in the Palm Sunday event, and we can make sure that you can be part of that Zoom call as well. So I'm going to hold on just for a couple of minutes before I sign out here. I don't know if anyone's got any questions. You can ask those questions live in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer any of those questions. Okay. You can just fill those questions in the comments. It's a strange time that we're living in right now, isn't it? There's all kinds of things going on. It's hard sometimes to know, where we're going and what we're doing from time to time. But at the heart of this, there's a wonderful promise that comes from Scripture. It comes from the Lord. It comes from the book of Isaiah, and it says, do not be afraid, for I have redeemed you. I've called you by name. You are mine. And it speaks of going through difficult times and challenges. And it's the promise that the Lord will never leave us. He'll never forsake us, right? And the reality is that we're encouraged, and we're charged, and we're challenged to place ourselves into His hands. So even as things are so very, very different right now, and things are going to be different for a long time, okay? Even with a vaccine, folks are getting their vaccines right now. Even with a vaccine, we're still going to be living in a very, very different time. And when all this is blown over, things are going to continue to be different. And it's in that time of difference that we can really anticipate and really see the hand of God working, and see how He's bringing new life out of places where, things maybe have just got flat. Things maybe have even been on the point of death. And God's going to bring new life into so many different places. So I don't see anyone making asking any questions. I'm going to do this a little bit more often. We'll take some time, and you can ask your questions, and we can kind of chat like this. I might bring some other folks on from time to time, so that we can have a little bit more conversation. Okay. Well, have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you later. God bless you.